welcome to our roof. We're up here putting together the last bits of this Starlink mount. So during the week, I made some progress. I'll show you what we did. So we got some Unistrut from Home Depot and just essentially used the last little bit of space that we have on this roof rack for the Starlink. So I got the Unistrut, cut it down to length, then painted it black, got the necessary hardware, 1/4-20s that go through the Unistrut, and I have a washer and nut on the bottom, keeping that Starlink there. So it's pretty permanent. We're going to work on making it less permanent over time, but also we'd like to relocate it from this side of the camper to this side of the camper. The reason we want to do that is because of the fact that if we park on a side street, if it is on the right-hand side, it is more likely to be blocked by a tree, and also going down the road, I am more likely to break it by hitting a tree branch because of how tall we are. If I have it on the left side, I can preserve my Starlink and more likely prevent it from hitting something, and I'm risking a solar panel that's dramatically less expensive than the Starlink. But the problem is we have a max fan vent cover underneath that solar panel that is pretty tall. And if I move the solar panels over, shuffle them, which is what I tried to do the other day in Home Depot parking lot with the help of Marissa, we weren't able to do it because the solar panel edges, the aluminum framework, land right on top of the max fan vent cover. We would need to get a lower profile plastic cover, which we'll eventually do, and then we'll be able to shuffle our solar panels around, move the Starlink from one side to the other, optimizing its overall location. But we've been getting some kick-ass upload speeds, download speeds. This morning I checked, it was like 146 megabytes per second and then like 20 upload. So that's pretty great, no complaints. Today's task, we are going to be wiring the Starlink in through the roof of the camper. I've already got an existing access point through the roof that I had my WeBoost run through. That WeBoost is now being given to my friend, Dalton. Love you, buddy. That roof access point I am going to be removing, taking all the silicone off, and then running the Starlink cable through it and getting rid of the WeBoost cord, which is currently stuck inside of it. So let's take care of that now. Bang. So far I made some progress. Check it out. So I have stripped away some of the silicone. I've taken out 2 of the screws. I'm gonna work on these last 2 screws and the remaining portion of the silicone. And then that guy's going to come off. The whole surface area is gonna get cleaned up. And then we're going to work on getting our Starlink cord through the hole and into the house. This is the realities of my life. I'm up here on the roof working. Not that Marissa doesn't work hard too, but she's over here chasing down a burro. Got our wild donkey friend in the background while I'm up here working. Got Marissa trying to feed him some leftover bread and desensitize the animals to humans. Okay, so this is the cord for the Weeboos that I'm going to use with some sort of a rope attached to this. We're gonna have to pull it down through the hole and then pull the small Starlink cable from that end up through here, because the big Starlink cable, that's not gonna fit, and we're not cutting the wire at this point for Starlink either, so gotta find a intelligent way to route this big boy. Thinking it's gonna be, like I said before, tie a lead to this thing and pull it down through, and then pull the Starlink cable up and through the cabinet. Marissa, do we have any kind of a rope, thin rope? Hemp would work. Yeah, if you have hemp rope, that'll work. Electrical tape, that'll be something we'll need. What a throw. She always criticizes her athletic abilities. Before she's like, I can only throw underhand. Now she's throwing overhand. It's great. Toss me up what I need. We'll get this done super fast. Teamwork. Great. Okay, you still there, bud? All right, will you pull that cable down to you? Okay. All right, Marissa, I'm ready when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Alrighty, so cord's been run through our roof cover. It's been sent through the little plastic grommet thingamajigger. Next step is gonna be silicone and some screws to put this bad boy back together. And then we're gonna wire this up to the Starlink, zip tie all this extra cord that we have, and try and make this look pretty and done. That'll be sweet. So anytime we're doing anything related to caulking our roof, we are using Dicor. This truck camper uses nothing but Dicor. Self-leveling, no sag, whatever, Dicor. I don't know if people heard, but like, don't use Flex Seal. That's not good. Dicor. Okie dokie. So, plan is, without smearing too much, actually, what I should do is just lay a perimeter bead on the bottom. That would be more intelligent. So as you may be able to tell from my caulk job, I don't care about how pretty it looks. It is more important, especially with the self-leveling stuff, that you use a good quantity of it and have yourself a nice dry roof. Don't screw it up. Not afraid to be a little bit sloppy with my Dicor. As long as it's not gonna have a leak, I'm happy. All right, so other than plugging in Starlink, the last step is dealing with all of this cord. Eventually, the plan is after we put Starlink on the other side of the solar panels, we will cut this cord down, add in the extra length if I want it for the few times that we're gonna take this thing off of the roof. But I saw recently in another YouTuber's video that by getting rid of a ton of this cord, you also are gonna cut down on the amount of wattage and amperage that it takes to run your Starlink. So hint, hint, probably gonna end up after we come back from Baja, trying to convert this thing to run on 12 volt so that we don't have to run our inverter, don't need to consume nearly as much electricity. So that's pretty rad. And I would like to get to that point one day too. Oh, my butt is so asleep. Alrighty, so final piece of the puzzle. Barely left enough cord. Well, that's it. It should work. Now I just gotta go inside and put on the inverter. Don't fall off your own roof like a dum-dum. Oh, I didn't plug it in on the other end yet. I still have to plug that in. Darn it. That's our Starlink router over there. Oh yeah, nice, good handoff. Thanks. This is the cord coming from the roof. There we go. All right, now it's actually time to go back in there and turn this bad boy on. Alrighty, so I turned the inverter on. I've got a Bluetooth light switch from Philips. Okay, so that's on. So you can toggle Starlink on and off from here rather than having to just turn off the whole inverter. So that works out really nice when I'm using the laptop but not in need of the internet. I can have Starlink off with the power of this app, even though they're connected to the same inverter. They're on two separate, essentially, circuits and switches. Alrighty, cool. All right, and we're online. It's never terribly fast when you first boot it up, but that'll get better over time. So pretty stoked on that. Now we officially have Starlink permanently mounted with the ability to theoretically take it off, even though I really don't plan to take it off. And we can have it while we're driving down the road. That way when we're in Baja, where there's no cell service for hundreds of miles, we'll have internet and cellular calling and stuff like that over Wi-Fi. Also, it'll be really nice to just have the ability to pull up to an overnight parking spot, whether it's out here in the middle of nowhere or at a Walmart or a side street, and not having to take the Starlink out, set it up, put it somewhere discreet, yada yada yada. It's gonna be so much better. Alright, well, Starlink's been up on our roof for a little over a week now. It's been running great. We've had it when we're driving down the road using the InMotion. We've also been able to just be on a side street and turn that on at a flick of a switch and enjoy it. Right now we're here at some friend's house, and sure enough, just super simple to be able to pull up somewhere and have our own wireless network for doing things like creating videos for y'all, and then also doing our own Airbnb stuff. So we've truly finally dialed in this Starlink configuration. The only other last improvement will be when I find the time and we're back from Mexico to convert this Starlink to 12 volts. That'll be its own video sometime down the line in the future. But be sure to stick around. We've got one more video for our axle project that we're going to be bringing to you next. And then we're going to be taking you guys through some more trials and tribulations that we've had here on the road. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Appreciate the fact that you stick around and watched the whole video and got to the end. Greatly appreciated for those folks that stuck around. Have a great day. Peace.